Hello everyone and welcome back to our farm here in Kandelin in Germany in Farming Simulator 22. Last episode just kind of started planting our fields. Well, put lime down on our wheat field and our grass field, which is, it's way down there. I'm in town right now. I just came home for some dinner. You can see it's kind of, we're getting into the evening on what turns out to be the last day of September, and we've got to finish this planting. So I came to the house because, if you saw the last episode, I'll have a link to the playlist down in the description below and also in the comments. Oops. So in the last episode, I mentioned I wasn't real fond of the cedar that we had, and I wanted to find a new cedar. Well, I did that part of the afternoon, and I took part of the afternoon, and I found us a new cedar. Now it's actually down at the field right now, and so I came home and I got some food, and we're going to head back out to the field where we were planting our wheat. And the new cedar I got, well, the thing is I wasn't a real fan of that kind of hitch configuration on the one that we had, so I got one that works. It's going to be kind of tricky to maneuver on these roads, and I'll see how that works. Now it's still the same overcast day here. Now the thing is, this is the last day of September. It's on 2-day months right now, and you may notice I have it set at half time scale. That's because I realized, it's 2-day months, not 3, and that may be something I correct, as these are some pretty large fields here in Kandelin, and I got to get this done this month unless I want the crop to grow unevenly, which wouldn't be the end of the world, but that does mean that we have the rest of today to plant our wheat. It looks like the grass is going to get planted next month. So welcome everyone back to Kandelin. So it's really great here. Well, normally it's just been a really overcast, rainy day. This rainy fall day. So here's our new cedar we have out here. It's an old used Case IH seed drill. And it's got the same working width as the one that we has. I sold it, bought this one, and actually for about the same money, down only about $4,000 was the difference, and I think that's probably what I paid to fill this with seeds. So it actually surprisingly came out to about the same. And this has got a better hitch configuration I like for towing it through the field. The other one, I was not a real fan of it. It linked directly to the 3-point connection, so whenever the tractor turned, it turned with no swing in it, and this trailing as it does with that long drawbar there, it allows me to make smoother turns with it is the thing. But it's the same width. It's 9 meters wide, which ain't bad considering, 10 hectare field. This is a decent sized implement. The seed cart back here will come in handy with some of these bigger fields with its larger capacity. So anyway, don't have a whole lot of time. We just got the rest of today. So let's get back in here. I'm going to pick up where I left off. Now I was down on the other end of the field down here, and I've kind of got the feel for this field and how we'll be doing this. Now with the seed drill like this with the cart behind it, kind of limits us to bigger fields because we need more room to turn around. But here in Kandelin there are no shortage of big fields, and I'm not real sure what our farm specialty is going to be just yet, as we just started here. But I'll be looking at doing a lot of contract work, and I thought it might be interesting to do kind of maybe like a contract farming operation. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to pick up some of these scraps here, getting a feel for the steering of this a little bit. But I'll get this down like second nature soon enough, I think. So I apologize there's not been any videos recently, as long as I'm doing this. And it's been family related stuff. I've not been home a lot and going back and forth to hospital. Everyone's okay and everything, but I had to take care of my parents a bit. I'm sure you guys understand that, so that's why there hasn't been any videos. I apologize for that. But anyway, we're back here farming, and I got some strips here that I left unplanted as I was trying to figure out the angles to hit this field at. As the field is mostly square, but it's at about a minus 20 degree angle from south, so I kind of had to work out exactly what angle I wanted to hit it at if I wanted to be able to get this, you know, done precisely. And if you were watching last episode, then you know that we decided to plant wheat here, as I still haven't settled on exactly, you know, what we want to do with this farm, and your guys' input is always appreciated in the comments. But I figured we had time in the year, just starting here in August, we have time in the year to plant wheat, and wheat is a good and versatile crop, so we'll start there and see, you know, take it from there. And of course, grass on the field out west of here, that small 1 hectare field will be just grass, another, you know, super versatile crop. And so I'm just going to get these bits here and get back to the bulk of the field. I think I can get this all done today. I have slowed down time a bit, as I mentioned, and so I don't think we'll be working in the night, but it's fun sometimes to do a little night farming. And yeah, so where I bought this, you know, I thought yeah, well, I didn't. Okay, this is not really the kind of equipment you back up. I thought I lowered the seeder, but well, that's my mistake on that. Getting this seeder here from where I purchased it, that was a bit of a chore. Moving this around on the roads, yeah, these roads are pretty tight here. Something I got to work with. All right, the seeder is down this time. All right, I think I can get this right here. Yeah, with this run. And then I'll get the edge of the field right there. I'm not exactly sure why I left that, but I did when I originally started planting. Swing around and get this. So yeah, I like the way that this seeder pulls a lot better. Now let's see if I can get precision with it along these trees here. The main reason I like these ones with the longer drawbar and not the 3-point is I can trail it around these curves a lot better and follow the contours of the fields. And kind of got caught in a tree there a little bit, but this is still a new implement on the farm here, but I think it's going to work just fine. All right, now back to the bulk of the field. I'll check to see how much we've got left here. I think a pretty decent chunk. Yeah, pretty decent chunk down there. Indeed. And this holds a good amount of seeds. I filled this up with 6,000 liters. Now I've planted some, but you can see we're down by, you know, a little over 1,000 liters. So if we have to fill it, we have to fill it. But I'd like to get this done without filling it. Now, if I can get this, and this is hard. These trees really cut down on visibility and things. All right, we want to put this about right here. Yeah, it's a little trickier when your field is not exactly totally directly north and south. Well, it's actually not even that. I'm getting used to the turning radius of all of this equipment in the headland space that I left for us up there, which a few more runs, and I think we'll have it down. I like the tractor, though. The tractor does a great job, although, yeah, it is a bit tight on the roads. And largely, it's as beautiful as it is here. Those trees are pretty close to the road, and you really got to get in close and drive it from the cab, you know, like this. But I've done a couple of rows, and I think we should have just enough room to turn around. If I can do this smoothly this time, we should have just enough room to turn around the next row. Just pull this guy around. Let's see here. And that should do us good right there. Yeah, that's got it. Wouldn't hurt to have a little more room, but... So, looking at this, our field is... Yeah, as you can see, our 10-hectare field here. And then we have... yeah, actually, this is about one of the smallest fields in the area. This field here of canola behind us, field 11 here. This is around 100 hectares, I think. 100, 150, something like that. So yeah, we have a... But anyway, I can see we've made some progress here on the field. Some progress. I think I can get this done today. And I've been in such a hurry. Well, with purchasing this new seeder and getting all this set and getting back to the field, and of course realizing it's the last day of the month, I've been busy, occupied with this all day and haven't really seen what else we need on the farm. But I figure we'll worry about that come morning and see what we're going to do in October. Yeah, it looks like we're definitely going to have to get some more seed and fertilizer in this guy at some point anyway. As I head south down the field here, I'm just looking at, yeah, at some point we're going to have to make a trip to the store. Well, I've got the truck over there. We can load it onto the truck. That is the good part. Yeah, I'm glad I brought the GMC down here. Well, part of the reason I brought it down here also, well, is because I was at the house. I had to get to the field. But I mean, the other reason is this is a really hard assembly to move on the road. And I thought if I could tow part of it with the truck, that can make it a little bit easier. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to back this up as much as I can and see if I can get us a better turn here. Whoops. Turn signal's on. There we go. See if we can get this. Yeah, it helps a bit if you can get a wider thing at it like that. There we go. But you know, a seed drill like this and an air cart is going to do us just a lot better job on, it's going to be a lot better for us on bigger fields. Because I do, you know, intend on doing some contract work on bigger fields. And I'll see if I can find us something more sensible and smaller to plant our grass, which I intend on doing. I can have a look at the store. I can do that real quick, actually. We can find an affordable option for planting grass, perhaps. But I'll get the grass down, you know, yeah, next month. Well, I hope the weather's better tomorrow. It has just been this... It's been so hazy all day today, which is... It's not a huge problem, but... well, pretty days are always better. You know, let's see if I can tap this back a little bit and get us more room to turn around. Minding the trees, of course. I mean, it's still not a bad sunset. It's nice out here. But I'm looking for clear skies. It'd be cool. It is a pretty place out here after all. So yeah, this Case AH. Yeah, I like this thing a lot. And you'll see as our farm progresses, we will definitely be upgrading our equipment. We're working with kind of the stuff I got for us here to start with. Well, we had some basic starting equipment, and well, you can see up at the top there, I've saved some money by selling some things we didn't need and buying some things that were more affordable or such like that. I'm looking forward to getting some really nice equipment as we progress and take on larger and larger fields. As you've seen when I pull up the map, there's not a whole lot of limit to the size of the fields here because, well, they're big. Now, let's see if I can mess with something here. Let's get this back, and now does this... Yeah, there we go. I was getting our little signal lights folded down there. And let's go back to the cedar. All right. Let's get for... set up for this here. There we go. Yeah, I can kind of get a rhythm with that a little bit. You know, I thought the headlights looked a little odd, and I think I just confirmed it because now they're clearly white. Not the headlights, is it just me, or do the headlights look a little pink there where they're hitting the ground? I can't say I ever noticed it before, but they kind of do. And you can see when I hit on the next stage of headlights, they go... I don't think that's just me, but anyway, figured I hit the lights on as we're losing a little bit of sunlight. And you know, this this seed and fertilizer may actually go farther than I thought. Although when we started this off, I had 6,000 liters of seeds and 3,000 of fertilizer. But I mean, we'll find out. But I can see like real progress towards the other side of the field now, towards our truck over there. And I think here I am gonna run one more western run here. Give us a little more clearance up by the road. See some different scenery. We'll cut a different line up here. All right, come on. There we go. More room to turn around. Not getting hung up in the trees. That's good. Yeah, so get us some more room here. Farming at sunset. Oh yeah. If you can see what you're doing, I don't mind farming at night even. Yeah, even at night, I don't mind if I can see what I'm doing. Always see how the fields look different at night. Can we make that turn? No, I can give it a shot. Close enough. That's why I like my hitches to swing like that. You can get a lot better contour with the fields, you know. Once I get this spot, you know, what we got left here, once I get this worked down enough, we won't be doing strict 180 turns. I like to turn from this side to the other side of the field, give us more room to turn around. In fact, I think we're about there. I might be able to do the next run over on the other side. There's going to be some lift over here because I'm going to run this at the same angle that I was over there. So this way everything is uniform. So I'll come back and get what's left. But this way, if I run exactly 340 degrees, you know, just kind of almost north, it'll be perfectly parallel with down there, and it can do runs. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing 340 degrees north and 160 degrees south, just kind of 20 degrees offset each way. And that kind of, if you follow me what I'm saying, it kind of follows with, the angle of our field here. You know, as long as we're looking at the field, there we go. One stage of fertilization. So we're putting down fertilizer now. But there was nothing here previously. So we're going to have to come back next month. And I do believe I have a tractor set up for that won't crush our crops. When I chose our starting tractors, I was careful to consider things like that. And we definitely have, it's possibly our New Holland or the John Deere. I'll check when I get back to the garage. I'm not sure. I've shown you all our tractors. We've got 4. There's a lot of big farms here. There's a lot of work to take on. I wanted to make sure that we had something for every purpose on our farm. And so we've got our big John Deere here, and this is our main primary workhorse. We've got a smaller John Deere. I think it's like a 6 series. It's like a 6R or something like that. It's been parked at the garage since the beginning of this, and I haven't seen it much. Right now it's hooked up to mowing equipment, but I think it's the one I have for fertilizing. We have a New Holland tractor that's hooked up to the tippers, and then we have an older Case IH, which is set up. It's parked in the garage, and it's our loader. So we've got 4 tractors. Good to start with here. But this is, our primary workhorse here is our John Deere 8440. Yeah. Oh, and we are definitely going to run out of fertilizer. That's okay. We can run down to the shop and handle that. I think it'd be easier just to haul the cart down there. I'm thinking here. Yeah, I think it would be. And I'll find out if the truck can tow that cart, because that sure would be handy. That'd be nice to know as well. All right, I'm going to finish up this row. Then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull the cart off the back, and then we're going to see if the truck over there, if they can tow it down to the shop, and we can fill this thing up. But it's doing a great job on this field. It's actually making fairly quick work of it. I thought this was going to be a much longer project than it is. I mean, this implement, it's 30 feet across. The implement is, it's decent size for the equipment we got, but it looks so small on the field, but it's actually doing a decent job. Our little Case IHC drill here. It was really cool to find one like this that was not so incredibly huge. So many of them are. All right. Let's go down here and let's see if we can hook the truck up to this, because that'd be just a huge, huge help. We're pushed for time is the thing, and I was going to take the truck down and load it on the flatbed, but if I could just drag this down there directly, that'd be preferable. So let's attach that. Now, even if the truck hitches to it, there's still a question of, is the truck heavy enough to pull it, or will it just tip our front end up in the air? I'm not sure what to expect. All right, let's see here. It's a handy little truck, and we're about to find out how handy. Pretty darn handy. Heck yes. Good farm truck. Good farm truck. This is going to be a lot easier to get down the road. Again, assuming that it's not too heavy for the truck. I don't want it yanking me around on turns. So we're going to take it careful. Luckily the store is just right over here. Mind the traffic. Excellent. Definitely take it a little slower. Yeah, our equipment just barely fits on the roads, but that's the fun challenge. Farming in Europe, as we are here in Germany, don't have the wide roads that I'm used to in America, but it is wide enough for all of our equipment. But it's always something to keep in mind when purchasing new equipment is, how much space we got. Now let's have a look at the Shopee here. We're going to want, how much do we have? We're going to want 2,000 more of seeds. 2,000 more of seeds, and just do 2 of each. And that should be good for us. I'm just going to get these real quick here. All right. And fertilizer. Yeah, that's some money. But hopefully our crop here will make up for that. All right. I'm going to get turned around here. Normally I'd rather do this with the loader, but we're short on the time. So we are going to use the auger on our wagon here. Okay, we want to go into the seeds, which is in the rear compartment. Actually, I think this will auto select the right one when we pull up to it. Yes, it will. There we go. All right, let's get this filled up and get out to the field. If you guys are curious about exactly which thing I'm using here, because I'm going to be honest, this is pretty cool. You don't usually see these that work this well, this small. Usually they're huge, like 30-meter wide contraptions. This is done, as far as I can tell, pretty realistically. All right, now let's pull up here to fertilizer and get this loaded in. Now that's great that our truck can pull this. That's going to save, oh yeah, because when I bought this, I did pull it over to the field with the tractor pulling both attachments behind it, and it's quite a lot to pull behind you. Now, why is this not folding back up? That's my next question. There we go. And there we go. Okay, back to the field. A gloomy day turned into we kind of got like a fog blindness situation now with the haze from this morning's rain just like settling down low, and the setting sun is just reflecting off of it. And our turn is right here, I believe. Yup. Let's get this back. Let's get this guy back in action. Man, that was super efficient to take it down there with the truck. All right. I like this little truck. I do. Little shorty flatbed. Perfect for maneuvering around doing field work. Now we got more than enough seeds and fertilizer to finish the job. It's just about 6 p.m. We'll get this done before it gets dark. And then in the morning, I'm going to have a look at getting some grass planted in our other field. Haven't had a look at it yet, or really much of what's going on back at the farmyard. But I think everything at our tractor park back there, I think everything is pretty much put away and good. I don't think there's a mess or anything. I've been pretty busy, but yeah. I'm gonna get this little bit here. That was a pretty decent turn. I know I missed this on that turn, but considering that was like a darn near a 90-degree turn, this thing swung around pretty good and only left just this little bit here. I mean, that is the good part of having such a long drawbar on your seeder, is that you can make these kinds of turns without hitting it on your equipment. Now, one thing is, I think it'd be nice to have some animals to take care of here. Now, we don't have any animal stables or pens of any kind on our farm, but I would still like to, nonetheless, I'd love to take care of animals, and I'd like to get us some animals. I'm not quite sure what kind yet, or for that matter, where we'll keep them. Now, I haven't taken out any loans in the farm, so the money we have is all our money. But I figure if we have to, it's acceptable to take out loans. I mean, that's why they're available, right? But I haven't. But if we needed to, we could. Because I would like to have animals. And like I said, we don't have the space to right now. So I might want to have a look around the area and see where that could be a possibility. What do you guys think? Like cows or pigs? Or I don't know. But I'd like to get some. I do like cows. Cows are great. Oh yeah, wow, this is taking, I mean, it's only just taking these, 30 feet, 9-meter bites out of each time, but it's actually, I'm surprised by how fast this is going now. All right, now we're at the point where we can hit the other side of the field, and we don't have to worry as much about our turn radius, because we can just jump down here now. Still kind of a pretty sunset, even though, yeah, what is the weather forecast for tomorrow? Partly sunny, and then, yeah, this will be my first winter out here. I don't know how the snow is going to be, but just looking at tomorrow, it's not saying rain, but I'd like to see a really beautiful day out here. I bet it's gorgeous. But we'll be rolling over to tomorrow here pretty soon. I'd like to get work done on our other field. Since I've spent so much time out here on this one. Now, we already got lime on the other field, and if I'm just going to plant grass, I probably won't. I may fertilize it again, but it's pretty much ready to just put grass in the ground and go on that one. It's a nice looking tractor, nice looking seeder. I'm happy with with this bit of our starting equipment. Absolutely, this stuff here, our truck out there. If you haven't seen all of the farm equipment, well, we'll see it when we head back to the farm. But we got us a good starting fleet of vehicles that are good to start with and should be handy enough. And there's obviously plenty of room for improvement. Now, this has been a serious time crunch on this field, but I plan to have, in the coming months, more time to do the work we want to get done. And I'm going to make an adjustment that's going to allow for that here in a moment. Let's get started on this next row here. Make sure this lines up with this row here. And what we'll do is, before I forget, I'd like to make this little adjustment here. No, not that. We're going to go to 3 days. These are big fields. I mean, these are big fields, and that's kind of warranted, I don't know why I didn't set it on 3 days to begin with. I think because I just have these 2 fields, but I plan on taking as much contract work as we can to make money. So 3 seems to be a pretty magic number, I think, when you're talking fields that are over 10 hectares. 3 and 3, you know, being 3 time scale, 3 days a month. I think we'll do good here. Well, we're headed right into harvest season. Yeah, that's true. We're headed into harvest season, not for us, but for other fields around us. So we will undoubtedly have contract work this fall. And I do love doing harvesting contract work. As I said near the beginning of today's episode, I wouldn't even mind running like a farming operation out for contract to pick up other farmers' slack around the area of Kandelin, make us some money, make them happy, get their crops, and that's always fun because it's a, you know, if we were strictly like a contract farming operation, stay more mobile, work in different areas, see different parts of the area here, and there's a whole lot to see. Be a nice way to get to know the area around Kandelin and the 2 other towns here. I think I will go ahead and use this cedar down on our other field. It's a lot smaller, obviously, at only 1 hectare, but I think there's room to turn it around down there. We'll head down there. Well, it'll be the next day, but that'll be here just a little bit. I think we'll have room for it because the field is long and it has a road that runs the length of it. So I think we'll have room. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful work here. We got our wheat planted. And we'll be visiting this field next month to put that second layer of fertilization on it. That's a beautiful sight, that thing going down the field. We do have we have a planter at the farm. I haven't used it yet. It's put away in the shed. This one's already out. This one's already dirty. I think we're going to try to use this one on the grass field. But for now, it is time to... I might go ahead and get this down there, or we might just park it here. I'll see what looks like our best option. Let's get this folded up for transport. All right, I'm going to pull this up here so we can get this broken down. We'll be taking part of this down. Yeah, I want to break it down because even though it is doable, these city roads here through the town are pretty narrow. So we're going to take... Well, we're going to do that, actually. Let's go ahead and pass time until tomorrow. Let's head back to the farm for now. We're going to park this here. I mean, this is our field. I want to leave the tractor out here. Actually, no, we're not. Yeah, no, we got to do it right now because because in the morning is October. Our wheat will have started to grow, and the tractor will crush what's here. So let's pull off our seed cart and let's get visible with our headlights here. That's a little much. There we go. And for this black car. Now, this can be a little tricky, so easy does it down the road. But I want to get that stuff off the field, or we're going to have to go driving in first person here. Let me switch to get my signals folded down so I can see better. With them folded up, they're kind of, with the markers folded up, they're kind of distracting right there in the windows. Yeah, put those down. Yeah, these tight trees here, you got to really be careful down these roads. With this tractor, it fits. I've taken this tractor through the towns here, it fits. And we'll get this staged on our grass field, ready for the morning. And into, yeah, thought this road was narrow. Into town, here we go. Kandelin. Can we get an outside view here? It's actually, as scenic and beautiful it is to see this tractor going down the road, this is really the way to drive her here. And our grass field is out west of town. And I'm 90% sure there's room to maneuver this seeder down there. So up here, let's see, there should be a gas station on the left, and then a big sunflower field. Yep. We already passed the gas station. Yeah, there's the sunflower field. We're going down to the end of this. Look at that corn over there to the right. Oh, man. It's beautiful. Next month, I'm hoping we can do some harvesting contract work. I wouldn't mind sinking our teeth into that. Here's our field up here. This is what will be our grass field. Alright. Let's turn off here. Now you see this field is 1/10 the size. However, I think, if I can get a clear view of it, because it's, well, we'll find a way to make room for this. We'll make this work. We'll get grass planted here. For now, let's go ahead and get this parked. Our lights off. And let's go grab the seed cart. That is so great. This little truck will pull this. What a great farm truck. Seriously, great little farm truck. Now, there was two versions of this seed cart. The one I got the smaller of the two, but I'm actually kind of wishing I got the bigger one. They look about the same size. It doesn't hold much more. It actually only holds about another 1,000 liters, maybe 2,000 liters. But the difference is the bigger one only has one axle. I bought the smaller one because it was just seemed more economic. But this has, having two axles means I can't back this up, really. It's guesswork backing it up. I was kind of thinking, man, I should have got the other one. It only had one axle, but I was trying to be economic, so I got the smaller one. But hey, anyway, let's get this down there. All right, here we are at our soon-to-be grass field. Let's park this guy. Boy. Let's swing this around here. I know what we can do. Let's swing this around and put this by the tractor. Now, let's get back to the house, and we're going to pass time until tomorrow. There we go. You know what? We can just hop on the road from here if there's no traffic coming. There we go. All right, let's get down to the house. Wow, it's been a long month of September. Well, it has been for me anyway. That is for sure. Let's leave our truck here. All right, we're in October now. I'm going to put this back where I usually have it, right there. We're back in October. Now, the thing is, you saw me change it to 3-day months. I did that. Of course, I'm not sure if that's going to take effect now, or I think it says it doesn't until the next season. So I'm not sure if October and November we're still locked into 2-day months, or if it's going to take effect this month. And the only way I know to know for sure, actually, there should be a way. If we look at the weather forecast, it might just hint us in, yep, still 2-day months until, actually it's showing it there too. That's, doesn't seem right, does it? It says changes will take effect next season. We're just going to have to wait and see. And there's really no way to tell for sure until the time it ticks over to the 3rd. Anywho, all right, so here we are in October, and it's a much more beautiful day than yesterday morning when it was raining. It was right prior to the first episode. I had to stop for a couple hours while it rained, and then it was just messy the whole rest of the day. Well, here we are in October. Now, first, I always love, beginning of a new day. Let's see. Oh, wow. Used vehicle sale. We are surprisingly empty, so I'll have to keep a lookout here for things that might pop up unless we want a deal on a decent deal on a semi-tractor, but we don't have any use for this right now, and I like to keep an eye on our money situation. So I think everything's good down at the farmyard here. Let's see. Let's get out of our little place here. Let's get on the road, and let's do check on our tractors and such. Make sure everything's still buckled up here. Our tractor park is just right over here, but I think I did leave some stuff open. Make sure everything's still here. Oh, good. I got our lime spreader out here, and I think for now that's going to be our lime spreader / fertilizer. Although, are those tires going to be a problem on that thing? Are these tires going to be a problem over our crops? I don't think so. I think those are narrow. Well, we'll find out. But I think that is our fertilization solution for right now. Starting off with what we've got. You know, all we've got is what we've got. And I think I plan on using this John Deere in here. We've got a John Deere in here, I believe. Yeah. And I think this is the tractor we're going to be using to fertilize with. I believe he's set up for narrow tires there. Yeah, everything looks good here. All our stuff's here. And I'll get another tractor. We got an old Case IH in one of those doors down there. It's our loader. You know, I totally forgot we had this thing right here. I went to the store to fill up with seeds and fertilizer. I forgot I have this parked here ready with seeds and fertilizer. So for bigger jobs, we've got a tender we can haul out and fill up with that. All right, so I had a quick look at the contracts that farmers are hiring for around here. They definitely pay well. We would do well to do contract work here. Oh yeah, some of them pay well over $100,000 even. The contracts here pay well, but that's because the fields are very big. There's only one harvesting contract, and it was potatoes. I'm not too keen to do potatoes, but there's other things we can take on. However, of course, for right now, our fields are still in their infancy and need our attention. So let's go get our grass planted. Let's see if I think our new seeder will work just fine on this field. Being that our field down here is mostly, you know, it's kind of long and it's got a road that goes along it, we should have room to turn around our seed drill. We're about to find out. We're going to make sure to swap it to grass and put grass down here. Grass is such a versatile thing, you know. Even if I don't know what exactly we're doing with our farm just yet, wow, that is a beautiful field there. Even though we don't know exactly what we're doing with the farm just yet, you know, and that is kind of why I started with, you know, wheat and grass, because they're so versatile. It can't hurt to have some bales of grass in reserve. All right, so let's get down here and get this set up. Where's a good spot to park our truck? Let's park it behind this sign. Now let's park it off the road here. This will give us room to turn around if we need to with our tractor. Nice and gentle. Some of the ends of this field could be tricky to turn around on. I'm not sure just yet. Oh, come on. That's not gonna, putting that farther back ain't gonna do any good. There we go. Get another angle of this. There we go. All right. Where are we going to have room? Well, we get the least room to turn around down here, so I say we start from down here. So let's hook this around. Actually, let's hook this around on the road and come from the east end. I don't think there's going to be any traffic here, but let's hit on our beacon lights just in case. Now, you can see the issues with dragging this whole assembly down the road. Yeah, it's a bit much. But we're just doing a quick turnaround here. Now I want to do this turn nice and precise. Easy does it. And you got to watch our seed cart back there has got 4-wheel steering, so those front wheels are going to kick out and they can get caught on things when we turn. Kind of make this turn. Should I have parked the truck farther up? Yeah. Well, lesson learned there. I thought the truck was safe here. Let's pull it up here. Now, this has got to be good here. All right, let's get our tractor out of the way. I don't think any traffic comes down here, but let's move this just to be safe. Oh, I was wrong. There's traffic. I guess we got incredibly lucky then. All right. So my idea was, by coming from this angle here, let's select our attachment. There we go. I think, let's swap to grass. Always make sure you're on the right grass. There we go. Put that away. All right. Now, easy does it. Oh, you know, that's something I didn't even consider. Did I seriously get all set up for... I didn't even check this, did I? No, I didn't check this. Wait, that's not right. Of course grass can be planted. You just can't plant it in the winter. Then why does it say it can't be planted? Well, let's just keep going and see what happens. It threw me off when it said this crop can't be planted. I was like, what? If you didn't see it, yeah, I said this fruit cannot be planted. Well, let's keep trying anyway because the calendar says we can. I'm not going to let a little warning deter me. Well, apparently I am, because I can't. Man, I had this all lined up and everything. All right, so what do you think? I think I don't know because it's clearly on grass. What am I missing here? Oh, I was looking at the wrong bar. Okay, so, oof, I was looking at the wrong bar. All right, so here's what we can do, though. You seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong bar. I guess I'm sitting on an angle or something because I was lining this bar up here. So that's what we're going to do. We're out here. We're all fueled up and ready to go. So I'm not going to let a little thing like that deter me. We're going to go to oilseed radish. Well, this could use a state of fertilization anyway, right? Yeah, so this is how we handle things on the fly. We're going with oilseed radish here. Now, carefully following the contour of our field. That was unexpected, but that works. That gives us work to do. That'll put down a nice base on our field. Just easy does it on this contour here. And we're going to make this big hoe drill and air cart work on this little field of only 1 hectare. But you see with its contours, and it's mostly lengthwise, go nice and easy. And this again is why I like trailed implements like this, because you can hook these really gentle curves. And we're just going to pull this guy around. Also articulated tractors, beautiful at things like this, gracefully swooping down the field. All right. And what we'll do is we're going to plant oilseed radish, and then we're going to come through next month or something and grind it into the ground, and we'll have us a nice layer of fertilization for our grass down here. I just think it'd be a nice grass field. You know, it's at only 1 hectare. It's not really big enough to be substantial with any kind of crop. Grass is always handy. Now, turning around up here, yeah, I didn't think that far ahead. Quite simply, you know, that's the deal there. We're going to figure it out. All right. I never think that far ahead. What do you guys think? I think we can get a little bit of finesse out of this. Yep. There we go. It's as much as we're getting out of that. And this is as much turn radius as we're getting here. Let's have a look at this. Well, we're just going to have to work with what we got. I'll figure it out. Let's get turned here. We'll deal with it. But yeah, this is kind of what I envisioned in my head. I envisioned this being kind of a long, swoopy field, and this would work fine. It does. Yeah. Around our willow tree there. Come on. That works good enough. Yeah, so we'll just come through next month or something, come in here with a cultivator or something, and grind this back in the ground and have a nice good base for our grass. Oilseed radish is something that I have liked to do in the past as a in-between stage on fields when I have the time. It's something I don't mind doing if it means a healthy crop. Now we are once again at this point, but this is going to be the last time we're at this particular stage. Is there room to turn this around? Let's see what we can do in the reverse thing before that seed cart bites us in the ass with its dollied front axle. Oh, that's as much as we're getting. And we are going to do... Yeah, there's totally traffic out here. I guess we got lucky with that first trip over here. Well, let's see if we can get lucky again. Look out, cars. Big equipment turning. beep, beep, beep. Do not. That car. I was like, do not pull up any farther. All right. There we go. Nice and easy does it. Perfection. Perfection. Let's get this lowered down. All right, here we go. We're back in business. Yeah, I knew it'd be a little, oopsie. I knew it'd be a little tricky on that, but there we go. On the ends there, but luckily the length of the field lets us do this. Now, this curve is becoming a little more severe, so we're gonna kind of nip this off here, make it easier on the next run up the field. Try to, sometimes when I'm doing concentric laps like this, it's kind of good to slim off on the corners a bit, you know, so you can round them off more. Otherwise, they just get more and more harsh. It's a beautiful day out today. Yeah, you know what I was saying yesterday. Yeah, I knew it could be beautiful out here if the sun would just come out. For sure. I like farming when it's nice out. All right. Now here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to have to cut around those trees in the middle at some point, so let's do it now while we got the wide angle. Now, can I cut this? Can I cut it? Yeah, there we go. They're almost perfect. Excellent. All those years mowing lawns paid off. All right. Let's get this hooked around here. And completely slam my wheel against the lock as I'm trying to turn back and forth. All right. All right, and this field disappears fast. I mean, well, of course, it's only 1 hectare. But yeah, this field definitely disappears fast. And yeah, here I'm cutting it really shallow so I can cut the big part off this curve here. That's the thing with this field, and I found that out when I was first doing work here, is I actually waste some time because I got to cut some of these really shallow, but it's to avoid having to make, you know, really sharp turns later in the field. So give us a... Well, plus it couldn't hurt to have some more room to turn around up here. All right, so yeah, oilseed radish for now. We're gonna mash it down next month, grind it up, probably next month, I guess. And we'll have a very well tended and fertilized grass field for our cows or whatever we end up doing with it. You know, even if we just sell it, grass is good to have around. Boy, there's a lot of turning on this field. Yeah, my left arm is like constantly in motion. It's a very graceful field. Yeah, it's very fun to just you're just rolling the wheel left or right, one of the ways, just swooping through it. It's like carving out this field. It's kind of like, it's like writing cursive with the tractor. It's a pretty field. We've got a pretty view back here of the edge of the area, but you know. And we have room to turn around. Yeah, we got room to turn around. We'll just pull it in like this. Oh, there's a little tree stand there in the trees. Got room to turn this. Oh, back the other way. Yeah, and that does it for our grass field, our soon-to-be grass field. Yeah. And I'll have a look at the used equipment sale, see if anything's cropped up. Something might later in the day. Well, you know, oops, I'm going to come back and get that. Having just started our farm, yep, I got a little too curvy there. Having just started our farm, I'm still, you know, really on the lookout to either get some equipment to add to our fleet or offload some of the gear we have that maybe I could save money on and get something used in its place, because we are definitely at a bargain, you know, kind of area, you know, time when I'm trying to save money for startup fees. There we go. Let's get this up and folded. I like how this folds. It's really cool. It takes a minute, but very nice. Let's have a look and see if anything else happened. Actually, no, nothing we need. Well, we'll see later on. And while we're looking at stuff like this, let's have a look at these contracts. Wow, these contracts have drastically changed since I looked at these before I headed out to the field, and they have drastically changed. The potato, there was a potato harvesting one, it's gone. There was a whole like scrolling menu here. Wow, I thought they'd be kind of static throughout the month, but here we are just later in the day, and they have drastically changed. Let me keep an eye on this. I am new here to the area of Kandelin. We're going to keep an eye on this. That's weird that only in a, what, it's 9:08 in the morning. So in the space of, really? In the space of 1 hour, the contracts have changed that much. That doesn't track. Well, I'll have a look at that. But for right now, thank you guys so much for joining me here on our farm in Kandelin, Germany. We've got a solid start to the farm now for sure. At the end of the last episode, I wasn't so sure. Well, we didn't get much done in the first episode. There's a lot of stuff to do. But now we got things laid out. I got a seeder that I really do like. I wasn't fond of the previous one. This right here, I really like our equipment we've got. So I'm going to get this equipment maneuvered back down to our tractor yard. And I'll catch up with you guys next time as we work into the month of October. Guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow along as we farm here. And of course, we're still farming in Baldacana as well. I wanted to have another farm going. It's been suggested that might be better if we had multiple things going on. So I can always take a break and we can go farm some in Baldacana, farm back here. That way we got two farms going on, and like to kind of have a different theme between them. We'll have different kinds of equipment, different kinds of work. Be sure to tell me what you think in the comments below, guys. I'll catch you guys next time.